Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. I am so glad you are here. I'm glad to be here. And let's do a little test. I saw a video by another YouTuber and I will leave a link in the description box below for you to check out her channel. She has a couple of videos. They're really, really good and I certainly hope she comes up with more ideas because she's very talented. And also, the test that I'm going to do is kind of related to her video in a way. She did a cling wrap ink project, and I thought it was really cool. So I wanted to try using tinfoil, cling wrap, and wax paper to see what the differences would be, if they would look any different. So I hope you stick around and join me for that. And also, if you are just tuning into this channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would love to see you every Tuesday when I release my videos. Alright, I have my clay rolled out, and since I'm doing 3 experiments, I will just need 3 pieces of rolled out clay. So I've rolled them out to the same thickness, the thickest setting on my pasta machine. And they're roughly about the same size. So let's get going. I have them set out so that they don't get all confused and all over the place. And each one will be stored with its test subject. We got cling wrap, we have a tinfoil, and some wax paper. I'm going to put all of them aside except for the tinfoil, and I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to crush mine up. You can not crush yours and do an additional test, but I thought it would probably give it a little bit more character if it was kind of crumbled or crushed up a little bit. So just very gently crushing it, because you know tinfoil, once you crush it into a ball with all of your might and then you try to unroll it, it's just never going to be the same again and it will rip and tear. So I want to keep this piece intact. You can leave some folds in yours if you want. That would be kind of cool to mess with that and see what that comes out with the ink. Or you can just kind of pull it a little bit flatter where it's all still kind of crinkled, but it doesn't have any of those folds in it. And I do want to apologize for the white, overbearing, in-your-face blindingness that this video has at times because of that tinfoil, and I don't know why else. I guess I had the brightness set too high. You'll see it here, it gets really bright, and I do apologize. These are the inks that I'm going to use. I chose several colors that I just thought were beautiful or I really liked their names. So I got those all set out. Just kind of showing you the names of all of those. And be sure to shake yours up really well before applying them. The pigments do settle in there, so you just want to make sure it's nice and shaken up. I do recommend gloves because by the end of this project, I would have had ink everywhere. So I'm glad I took the precautions that I did. And to further make my area a little less messy to clean up, I have this old piece of cloth. I'm just going to throw it away anyway. I don't plan on washing it because I think it might bleed through onto my other clothes, so it's just an old cloth that I had, was a t-shirt that got cut up, so I'm just going to throw that away when I'm done. Drop little drops of your ink all over your tinfoil, just leaving enough space so that you can apply all of your colors, and then if you have any holes or gaps at the end, you can always go back with another color and kind of fill those in. You'll see there, it's kind of flashy. Sorry about that. This tinfoil looks really pretty, like stained glass. I wish I could find a way to make that come straight onto the clay. I don't know. It's really, really pretty. Just kind of trimming up my edges so I have a nice crisp edge all the way around my clay. Place your clay on the tin foil and then just kind of press your fingers into it. And you can also use a roller to kind of press that into place and hopefully get some of those little crinkle marks that are on the tin foil onto the clay. So give it kind of a texture appearance. You can peel that away. And pink and red became the very dominant colors of this. Now I do like the little crinkle all over the place, but the colors I didn't really particularly like. I don't like how it's basically just the two colors, even though I put, you know, blues and such on there. So I decided, it dried, and it dried kind of dull. So I decided I was going to just take some colors and just apply them directly on there, kind of dabbing it. Hopefully, you know, this would make it look a little bit more to my liking, I guess. I was really hoping some of that bubblegum pink color and the blue would come through, but it didn't, and especially after drying, it kind of loses a little bit of its luster. On to the next one, which is the cling wrap or saran wrap. Just gonna bunch it up and kind of give it some little wiggly lines and creases in it. Be fun to put it on there. And then once you drop your ink on there, it kind of goes and spills through all those cracks and stuff. So hopefully that's gonna give us like maybe little swirly patterns or colors tucked in here and there. I think maybe next time also I may not put as much ink on there, or I might let it dry a little bit before I put it on the clay. I think that might help give it that stained glass look. And the backs of this clay it's gonna get messy, so there's nothing that can be done about that. You can just use another piece of clay for the backing later, and it'll cover it up and you won't be able to see it. It looks really pretty with the saran wrap on there. And it's very Valentine's-y looking. But I like how it kind of had the little folds on there. You can kind of see where that was, and it gave it some like shapes. There's triangles and like diamond shapes in there, so I kind of like that. Trying not to smudge it up, it's very wet. Put that aside and let it dry. And then on to the wax paper test. I'm going to basically do the same thing I did with the tin foil, just kind of crunching and crushing it up just to see what effect it'll put on the clay. And then again, just dotting on some ink And I just love this bubblegum pink color. I know one of my viewers will definitely love this color. It reminds me of her hair color, so I hope she enjoys that. And for the reveal, I really like the colors on this. I feel like there are more sections of colors. And if you want to clean up that alcohol ink rather quickly, you can just use some rubbing alcohol. Then I just kind of smear it around. You'll see that that pink's coming up. And then just use your cloth, a clean part of it, and then just wipe it over that. And you can go over that as many times as you want to get that off. Alright, just laying out the test subjects and their little experimental coverings. Got the first one here. I really liked the texture that came through from the tin foil. I don't like the way the colors look on there, but I do enjoy that texture. Kind of looks leathery in a way. And the next one, the cling wrap, it has very watercolory kind of a look to it. It's very smooth, especially in comparison to the first one. The colors are just very blended almost together, but not so much that you couldn't tell the difference between each of them. And then the wax paper, I really like the way it looks. I like you can kind of have a little bit of texture, and the ink kind of dried on there in little dots or splotches. I really like that. My favorite is the wax paper. Let me know below which one you like the best. And I'm just going to make a couple of different pieces with each of these. So I'm going to make some pieces using my mold. I have some cutouts I made with paper, so I'm just going to put them on there. And then also, I'll probably just use some cutters, or if you have cutters or a favorite cutter, totally feel free to experiment at this point and make something pretty that you like. And you can fold it in half so that the front and the back are both the same pattern if you want, or you can just put a solid piece of color behind it. I am going to cut mine in half so that the front and the back do match. And then I will just show you briefly a few of the pieces that I made from this. And this is a tin foil piece. It came out very smooth. I really like the colors. It's blended. I actually like it quite a bit after it's already been cut and baked and put in its shape and everything. So, and this is also another tin foil. The colors kind of got stretched out too, so I feel like that made the colors a little bit more vibrant in a strange sort of way. And then for the wax paper, these are the creations that I made. I used a mold for this, and since the alcohol inks did dry out the clay, it did kind of give it a crackle effect, which I really liked actually. And then also again, This was using a paper cutout, so you don't have as much of the crackle, but it did separate in some spots, and you have a little bit of that. And then for the cling wrap or saran wrap, these are the creations that I made. It's very watercolory kind of a look to it, very smooth transition from one color to the next. I like it. In the end, I honestly liked the way everything kind of came out after it was, cut out and baked and everything. And then just 2 little random hearts. And then my favorite piece is this earring set here. I really like the way it looks. It's very smooth. It looks almost like a stone. And I really like the paper cutouts that I made for it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!